Ladies and gentlemen, before the Holocaust began in the 1940s, the state-sponsored extermination of Jews in Nazi Germany began with the Juden boycott. It was a policy where Jewish businesses were forced to declare their religion in public so that they could be boycotted by the German people. Today, the opposition is claiming the same has begun in Yogi's Uttar Pradesh after eateries in Muzaffarnagar were ordered to display their owners' names and, consequently, their religious beliefs by the local police. The reason? To cater to the interests of the Kanwad Yatris along the way so that they do not mistakenly consume food from eateries owned by non-Hindus. Now, noted lyricist Javed Akhtar was amongst the first to raise parallels with how Jewish homes and shops were marked out in Nazi Germany. AIMIM leader Asaduddin Owaisi said that this was discrimination along the same lines as the Jewish boycott in Germany and the apartheid in South Africa.
उत्तर प्रदेश की सरकार की तरफ से उसको हम कंडेम करते हैं। इसलिए कंडेम करते हैं कि ये संविधान के आर्टिकल 17 का वायलेशन है जो अनटचेबिलिटी की बात करता है। तो उत्तर प्रदेश की सरकार अनटचेबिलिटी को प्रमोट कर रही है। इस तरह का ऑर्डर देकर के नाम रखना और अपने रिलीजन का इजहार करना बताना, ये आर्टिकल 21 राइट टू लाइफ का भी वायलेशन है और आर्टिकल 19 राइट टू लाइवलीहुड का भी ये वायलेशन है।
Now, the UP government is, however, insisting that this is a simple law and order precaution. It's completely apolitical and has nothing to do with the motives of segregation that are being claimed by the opposition.
देखिए, ये एक प्रशासनिक विषय है, सुरक्षा और संवेदनशीलता का विषय भी हो सकता है। कहीं पर कोई ऐसी चीज सिक्योरिटी रिलेटेड होती है तो वो सरकार अपने, मगर मुझे एक बात नहीं समझ में आती है, ये पता नहीं क्यों हमारे विरोधी कोई भी विषय होता है वो नाम और पहचान छुपाने वालों के साथ क्यों खड़े हो जाते हैं। विषय कोई भी हो, मतलब वो आसाम से लेके केरल तक हो, वो विषय सुरक्षा से लेके केरल हाई कोर्ट के द्वारा यूज किए गए और वीएस अच्युतानंदन के द्वारा यूज किए गए लव जिहाद का हो, मगर पहचान छुपाने वालों के लिए इतने अरमान दिल में क्यों छुपे रहते हैं।
Now, however the BJP tries to spin it, this is a desperate appeasement tactic for a group of pilgrims that have sparked several law and order concerns in the past. We know that. And the BJP does have some reason to be afraid. The BJP seat share in 2024 in the Lok Sabha elections almost halved from its 2019 tally of 62 to 33, a drop which was substantiated by a 8.61 fall in vote share as well. And the woes of Team Yogi do not just end there at that electoral debate, because the party is also riddled with a civil war within its ranks. In closed-door meetings, and these are post-mortem meetings, Yogi Adityanath has put down the party's setback to overconfidence on part of the cadre and the state leadership. In response, his own deputy, Keshav Prasad Maurya, has fired back, claiming that nothing is about the party organization, not even the government. So essentially, he is saying that the party is above the government, and Yogi has tried to do exactly the opposite. Now, again, this was seen as a veiled attack on Yogi Adityanath, who is seemingly losing fans in the government for prioritizing bureaucrats above politicians. So, in its attempt to galvanize the party's fortunes, the Yogi government has turned to appease a problematic community of pilgrims at the cost of being labelled an apartheid regime by the opposition. Will this work in a state which seems to have already tired of the politics of polarization going by the 2024 elections? We will know the results, of course, in 2027. Let me quickly introduce my guest to you this evening. Rashmi Sawant is an activist. She's joining us on the broadcast. Hi, Rashmi. Anil Dubey is spokesperson of the RLD. Thank you very much, Anil Dubey ji, for joining us. Vivek Salas is the national spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party, joining us here on the broadcast. And Tehseen Poonawala is a political analyst, joins us on the broadcast as well. Anil Dubey ji, namaskar. Thank you very much. ये उत्तर प्रदेश में ही ऐसे चमत्कारी, नमस्कार, ये उत्तर प्रदेश में ही ऐसे चमत्कारी आइडियाज क्यों आते हैं? ऐसा तो है नहीं कि कांवड़ यात्रा सिर्फ उत्तर प्रदेश से गुजरती है, पूरे देश भर में होती है कांवड़ यात्रा। तो उत्तर प्रदेश और मुजफ्फरनगर में इतना क्या स्पेशल है कि आप लोग बोल रहे हैं कि नाम बताइए, खाने ढाबा है आपका, ईटरी है, कुछ भी है, नाम बताइए।
नहीं श्रेया जी, ये हम लोग नहीं बोल रहे हैं और ना तो सरकार ने कोई इस पर आदेश जारी किया। मुजफ्फरनगर प्रशासन ने किन कारणों से ये आदेश जारी किया है, हम लोग जो है इसको सरकार से, अपने ऊपर अपने नेताओं से भी हमने कहा है कि इस तरह का जो है आदेश नहीं होना चाहिए, क्योंकि कहीं पर किसी कंपनी का कोई शोरूम है, कुछ है, तो वो कहाँ से अपनी जाति लिखेगा, अपनी धर्म लिखेगा। तो हम लोग इस बात को ऊपर भी उठाएंगे कि ये जो है इस नियम को बदला जाए, क्योंकि ये सरकार का कोई शासनादेश नहीं है, ये मुजफ्फरनगर प्रशासन ने जारी किया है। तो हम लोग चाहेंगे कि इसको बदला जाए, इसको प्रशासन अपनी समीक्षा करे। तो जाति और धर्म लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है, क्योंकि कंपनियां क्या लिखेंगी? किसी ने किसी कंपनी का शोरूम ले रखा है, तो उसमें क्या लिखेगा वो? तो ये इसको वो विचार करें, इसकी कोई आवश्यकता नहीं।
अनिल जी, आपको नहीं, आप अपने ही जो एलाय हैं उत्तर प्रदेश में बीजेपी, एक तो आप उनके डिसीजन से खुश नहीं है, ठीक है, आप कह रहे हैं आप ऊपर बात करेंगे, लेकिन ये आप सिर्फ शोरूम की बात क्यों कर रहे हैं? बात तो इसमें मुसलमानों की है ना?
नहीं, बात उसमें कोई, उन्होंने किसी मुसलमान की उसकी बात नहीं की है, उन्होंने जाति और धर्म की बात नहीं की है, उन्होंने लॉ एंड ऑर्डर को देखते हुए ऑर्डर जारी किया है। लेकिन हम उनको ये सुझाव देते हैं वहां के प्रशासन को कि अगर आपने लॉ एंड ऑर्डर को लेकर के दुकानों को आप चिन्हित करना चाहते हैं, तो आप वहां के व्यापार मंडल से बात करके उनके जो हर जगह के व्यापार मंडल बने हैं, लोकल स्तर पर वहां के थाने के प्रभारियों को आप कहिए, वहां के प्रशासन को, लोकल को कहिए कि वो उनको चिन्हित कर ले, इस तरह का करें। क्योंकि केवल उन्हीं की दुकानें नहीं होती श्रेया जी, आप उसको हिंदू मुस्लिम पर ले जाने की बात जो ये लोग हो रही है, ये नहीं है, वो केवल
मैं नहीं ले जा रही,
से जुड़ा हुआ मामला है। और
मैं नहीं ले जा रही,
हम उनको वो नहीं, आपको मैंने नहीं कहा।
नहीं, देखिए, हिंदू मुस्लिम, मैं कह रही हूं कि देखिए, आप कह रहे हैं हिंदू मुस्लिम मत करिए, इसका फैक्ट इसके ये हिंदू मुस्लिम है, उसमें कोई और दो राय नहीं है। हिंदू मुस्लिम करना हमें यहाँ मिरर नाव पे अच्छा नहीं लगता है, दैट इज नॉट द डीएनए ऑफ द चैनल, बट द फैक्ट इज दिस इज डिस्क्रिमिनेटरी। ऐसे काम नाजी जर्मनी में होते थे, है ना? एनीवे, विवेक सिलास है हमारे पास, समझ गई दुबे जी, समझ गई, और आपका स्टैंड भी जो है मैं समझ गई। Vivek Silas, the RLD is saying, and the BJP is maintaining this as well, that that is the opposition, can say what you want to say. The fact is that when the Kawad Yatra happens and passes through, especially in many places in Uttar Pradesh, in Muzaffarnagar, there is a law and order situation. इसमें तो कोई दो राय नहीं है, आपके regime में भी होती थी, सपा के regime में भी होती है, भाजपा के regime में भी होती थी. There are big law and order issues over small things. We are just trying to eliminate the root cause of these law and order issues. The yatris are very clear. During the month of Sawan, most Indians, most Hindus will not, I mean, I can't say most Hindus, but many Hindus will not, consume non-veg food. So they should know कि आप जिस eatery से या ढाबे से खाना खा रहे हैं, that is not owned by a Muslim.
Well, I can just say about the Bharatiya Janata Party that we are living in the 21st century. We are not living in the old ages. No, you say India will be developed by 2047, but is this the way India is going to be developed? We need to change the mentality of the people. Okay, fine. I think it's just corruption, incompetence of the Bharatiya Janata Party government in Uttar Pradesh, and it's incapable. That is what we can assess at the moment, because there are times when we have seen Muslim people giving food and water to Hindu pilgrims, and even Diwali, Holi, these type of festival, Eid was celebrated together. But Bharatiya Janata Party is actually trying to make a drift between the castes of Hindu and Muslims, nothing more than that, and it's very sad,
But why would they want to do it? Why would they want to create hangama before an election?
Because they don't have anything else to say. You see the whole election of 2024, the general election. What was the campaign? It came down to Mangal Soot, it came down to Bhais, it came down to आपका घर चुरा लेंगे, आपकी नौकरी ले जाएंगे, यहाँ तक कि क्रिकेट के मतलब क्रिकेट तक को नहीं छोड़ा भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने और माननीय प्रधानमंत्री ने कि वहां भी आरक्षण करके मुसलमानों को भर देंगे। इससे ज्यादा गिरावट कभी नहीं हुई हिंदुस्तान की राजनीति में। और मैं जब एक चीज और बता देता हूँ, आप मुजफ्फरनगर और दूसरी कौन सी है?
मैं फिलहाल तो
मुजफ्फरनगर ही है।
ऑर्डर आया।
एक बाबा भोलेनाथ का एक बहुत पायस और बहुत ही पवित्र जगह है शिव द्वार, बहुत कम लोग जानते होंगे, वो सोनभद्र, वो भी उत्तर प्रदेश में आता है। वहां ज्यादा पिलग्रिम्स जाते हैं, बिहार से आते हैं, बनारस से आते हैं, मिर्जापुर से आते हैं, प्रयागराज से आते हैं, भदोही से आते हैं, गाजीपुर से आते हैं। वहां ऐसी व्यवस्था क्यों नहीं? सिर्फ इस बात को हवा देने के लिए यहां पर ऐसा किया गया है क्योंकि यहां पर भारतीय जनता पार्टी पोलराइजेशन की पॉलिटिक्स करनी चाहती है। और 10 जो चुनाव आने वाले हैं, लेकिन लेट अस लीव टू द decision to the public.
Rashmi Samant, would you want to come in here? Is this belief or is this bigotry?
Well, Shreya, I think Hindu yatras, including the Amarnath Yatra, have been targets of different kinds of, terror attacks. So I think having certain levels of, safety put in place to ascertain
What
the
does it have to do
fact
with
that the
terrorism?
vendors along the yatra are registered and they're actually there as shopkeepers and vendors is necessary. So I think law and order in case of any yatra, because it's very sensitive, is necessary. In addition to that, I believe that all faiths have the freedom to choose whatever dietary preference prescribed as per their faith. And every faith prescribes one or the other sort of dietary preference. And many, pilgrims of different faiths choose or not to ascribe to these dietary restrictions. I think they should just have the, freedom to choose, especially if they're on a yatra. If they want to go have a Savan friendly food, then they should be able to, ascertain whether the restaurant they're walking into does provide that or not. As long as the government is not specifically telling the pilgrims what to do and what not to do, I think it's all right to put in certain, restrictions in place to ascertain the identities of the shopkeepers, to maintain law and order, and to ascertain that the pilgrims actually have access to what they need as per their faith.
Okay, so this is not economic blockade or targeting you are saying. It's simply giving pilgrims the information to choose, right? They have data and they can make the choice. Tehseen Poonawalla, many people will argue, what about halal? Why do the yatris not have a right to know who is cooking their food along the way when Muslims are very particular about halal? There is halal certification in most of the things that Muslims go and eat out, otherwise they will not eat. Then what is the problem if the Muzaffarnagar administration feels that everyone needs to put out who the owner of the dhaba is and who the employees are, so that pilgrims can make a choice? Simple.
It's such a ridiculous argument. Almost makes me feel like laughing if it wasn't a tragedy. A halal food can be done by a person of any religion. Here you're asking people to display their religion. Number two, halal is compulsory in Islam. For any other religion, it's not. You could eat halal or not eat halal. But here the question is, let's assume in this yatra, somebody who's of a particular religion, say a Muslim religion who has a restaurant, wants to serve sattvic food. So now the idea should be, what is the menu? For knowing what is your food preference, Shreya, let me break it to your viewers. You don't read names of restaurant owners. You need a menu card that tells you what is the food, and is it vegetarian, non-vegetarian, halal, not halal, keto-friendly, not keto-friendly, or whatever. You don't need the restaurant owner's name. So, for example, if Shreya wants to eat, for example, keto-friendly food, Shreya can go to a restaurant and see the menu card. That's why, breaking news, we have menu cards. Shreya does not have to come and see whether the restaurant is owned by Vivek or Tehseen. What kind of dumb logic is this? And this terror threat is only on that route of Muzaffarnagar. It's not in the other routes of Delhi and other routes. What kind of terrorists are this? And great information that only on a particular route there's a terror threat. And if the terror threat is only on that route, why can't the great Chanakya Amit Shah ji, the Union Home Minister, the great Adityanath ji, sanitize that route properly rather than displaying people and opening them up to attacks? Today they're doing this to Muslims, Shreya. Tomorrow, they will put up the caste. They will say this is an eatery owned by an OBC, this is an eatery owned by an SC. And after that, they will say this is an eatery owned by a woman, this is an eatery owned by a menstruating woman. Then they will say this is an eatery owned by a third gender. This is bigotry. It has nothing to do with any religion. Hinduism is the greatest religion in the world. It has nothing to do with religion. It's got to do with the bigotry of the BJP government.
Rashmi Samant, just respond to that. Tehseen Poonawalla is making a logical argument. He's simply saying, if you need to know whether the food being served is vegetarian or non-vegetarian, in keeping with the Sawan diet, all you need is a menu card, not the name of the restaurant owner. After all, aloo bonda will not turn into keema matar if the name of the owner is Mohammed.
Well, Shreya, I think there are restaurants that clearly say, female owned, vegan friendly, and stuff like that. I mean, that's how basic naming of restaurants work. You don't really have to walk into a restaurant and look into the menu and then keep walking into restaurants and looking into menu. Simply the boards display what they offer. And I think a Hindu has the right to pure vegetarian food when on a pilgrimage. And that is sacrosanct. And that is ultimately their choice, but I think that choice should be available because that is something most Hindus do adopt on their yatras, particularly these pilgrimages. So if a devotee on Hajj wants to have halal food, then I think a devotee on any yatra should have access to Sawan friendly food and doesn't have to walk into a restaurant which is serving non-vegetarian food, find out once they walk in, read the menu, and then keep knocking on doors. And I think we are 2024. It's not a society that will discriminate somebody based on their religion, but purely based on what they prefer. That's it. So if they prefer Sawan friendly food, they will walk into a restaurant that
Rashmi,
offers it. And if
question.
it doesn't, they will walk into a restaurant which doesn't. It's as simple as that. Bigotry is something that is being politically
Rashmi, a
imposed
counter
upon
question.
the people. Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying bigotry is being politically imposed on this subject, but then are you trying to say that a Muslim restaurant cannot offer a pure veg meal? Are you saying that a Muslim cook is incapable of cooking a pure veg meal? Because that seems to be your argument.
I'm not. I think a Muslim-owned eatery can if they're offering pure veg food, they can very well put it on their board. And I think people following a Sawan diet can walk in. I mean, the government is not asking Hindus to boycott Muslim-owned stores here. I think, it's being stretched by political actors to make it seem as if the regime is asking Hindus to completely boycott Muslim-owned shops. No, I think it will just enable people to make conscious decisions. If a Muslim shop is offering pure vegetarian food, I don't think it's going to stop any Sawan following pilgrim from walking into it. I think it's a political framework that is being imposed, and the more that certain actors rake it up, the more it is going to divide our society.
Okay, Tehseen, would you want to respond to that? Then we'll wrap the show.
Yeah, quickly. So Rashmi made a pertinent point. What if a Muslim wants to eat halal food on Hajj? Let's say I'm an atheist, but let's say I go for Hajj. I don't have a problem eating halal food that Rashmi makes for me. That is not, I don't need to know Rashmi's name. I need to know the menu, if the food is halal or no. Similarly, these pilgrims need to eat Sawan-friendly food. They don't need to know if the restaurant is owned by a Hindu or a Muslim. What if the restaurant is owned by a Muslim but the chef is Hindu? How does it work then? What if the restaurant is owned by a Hindu but the chef is Muslim? How does it work then? Are we now going to ask the display name of the chefs or the cooks out there? This is bizarre. This is beyond bizarre. This is ridiculous. And as I started, I would be laughing if it was a tragedy that, as Vivek rightly said, in 2024, we're indulging in this sort of nonsense. Can you just answer me this question, Shreya? And I leave it for your viewers. What if the eatery is owned by a Hindu? So the name is out, but the cook is Muslim, making Sawan-friendly food. What if the restaurant is owned by a Muslim, but the cook is Hindu, making Sawan-friendly food? What if it's a Muslim with a Muslim cook making Sawan-friendly food? Are we going to boycott it? What are these choices? Are these the choices that we want? What if the waiter is Hindu or Muslim?
No. What if the names are Bantu and Bablu? How will you tell who's a Muslim and who's a Hindu? There's that point as well. But, clearly the move has made even the RLD, which is a partner of the BJP in Uttar Pradesh, uncomfortable with the entire idea. Anil Dubey जी, क्या आप मुझको बोल रहे हैं कि आप बीजेपी को और योगी आदित्यनाथ को जाके बोलने वाले हैं कि ये मुजफ्फरनगर में जो हो रहा है वो ठीक नहीं है, उसको बदलिए?
देखिए श्रेया जी, अगर ठीक होता तो मैं उसकी तारीफ कर देता, और इसलिए कि वो मुजफ्फरनगर प्रशासन का फैसला है। ये राज्य सरकार ने नहीं किया है। अगर राज्य सरकार करती तो पूरे सारे जिलों में करती, केवल मुजफ्फरनगर के प्रशासन ने इसको किया है। तो हम अपनी बात उचित फोरम पर रखेंगे कि इस तरह के फैसलों को देखा जाए, इसका पुनर्विचार करें, इसकी समीक्षा करें। अगर सरकार को करना होता तो सावन यात्रा गंगोत्री से लोग लेकर के लोग चलते हैं और वहां तक जाके सब जगह इसकी व्यवस्था होती है। ये तो एक जिले का फरमान है, तो उस फरमान को उस चीज की वो
विवेक
समीक्षा
सिलास।
करें। हमारी पार्टी, हम अपने पार्टी के नेतृत्व से भी कहेंगे, हम
हाँ।
अपने नेता से भी इस बात को
ठीक,
करेंगे
ठीक,
और
दुबे जी,
आपके चैनल
ठीक।
के माध्यम से कह रहे हैं।
आप आखिरी जवाब दे दीजिए। हाँ, ठीक, समझ गए। आप कह रहे हैं कि यू आर नॉट एग्जैक्टली हैप्पी विद दिस। विवेक सिलास, जस्ट रिस्पॉन्ड वेरी क्विकली टू व्हाट दुबे जी इज सेइंग। दुबे जी इज सेइंग कि ये तो योगी जी का कुछ लेना देना ही नहीं है, इससे तो सिर्फ मुजफ्फरनगर पुलिस ने मनमानी कर दी है।
No, the Bharatiya Janata Party leaders are saying the same.
Support कर रही है। आके
नहीं,
press conference
भारतीय
करके।
जनता पार्टी के लोग बिल्कुल सही कह रहे हैं कि अधिकारी किसी की मान नहीं रहे हैं। ये सरकार पूरी तरह से विफल हो चुकी है। ये इसका प्रमाण है, एकदम साफ प्रमाणित करता है इस बात को कि योगी आदित्यनाथ जी की भाषा,
अलग एंगल पे ले जा रहे हैं।
योगी आदित्यनाथ जी की बात आज कोई अधिकारी नहीं मांगा। इनके विधायक कह रहे हैं कि हमको तो पैर पकड़ने पड़ते हैं अपने काम कराने के लिए।
आप तो पूरा डिबेट को दूसरी तरफ, उल्टी तरफ ले जा रहे हैं।
बिल्कुल सही है। इस बात में कोई गुरेज नहीं है, बिल्कुल सही कह रहे हैं।
We'll leave it there, but ladies and gentlemen, this much I know after being a journalist for about 20 years, that no police administration can take a step like that without the clearance of the Home Department in Uttar Pradesh, which is headed by the Chief Minister of the state. Rashmi Sawant, thank you very much. Anil Dubey ji, बहुत धन्यवाद. Vivek Silas, thank you very much. And Tehseen Poonawala, thank you very much. And I'm glad this was a sane and this was a sane debate where people used logic, not Hindu-Muslim. Thank you very much, everyone.